Today I'm gonna show you how to set up API Gateway socket. So basically we need to set up at least 3 Lambda functions: handle, connect, disconnect, send messages, and 2 keys. One is Lambda integration between API Gateway and Lambda. Second, the message Lambda function uh, need to send back messages to API Gateway and to clients during the socket connection. So let's jump in the code and do it. We will do both the back end and front end with React. We do a small chat app. Okay, let's go in. Okay, let me. Okay, so we need to create an API and then a table, DynamoDB table, to store connections IDs, and then 3 Lambda function: connect Lambda, disconnect Lambda, then the message Lambda, and then integration, then and then route, and then deployment and stage, and output. That's it. We also need some role. So first, I think that's it. Let me check any. We need any other parameters. Route selection. Partition key, which is the connection ID, and type. That's it. We can add more parameters in here. The read capacity, write capacity, and then connect Lambda. The code. memory, and that's it. We need to import path. Okay, and we load the Lambda code. And that's it. And we need to grant, I think I grant the table need to grant read and write permission to this Lambda function. But let me copy two other function because it almost same. So I want this table gonna be disjoint when I destroy the stack. Okay, let me copy two other function and explain. Okay, so I grant permission so the connect function can read write to the table. Same thing for the disconnect. Let me use the same lambda, multiple lambdas. Okay, and the next one is the message function. It is import. Okay, and effect. Okay, so I also store two variables. One is the table name, one is the endpoint URL. We have two API URLs. One is socket URLs, which client use to send receive message. The second URL HTTPS, so the Lambda backend can send back messages to API gateway and to clients via this. And this Lambda function also need a role to send back messages to API gateway. This role. That's it. And now we need the integrate okay, and we need to specify the API ID ref, the type proxy. So API gateway just forwards all the backends, the headers to Lambda in the backend. And API gateway need role. I haven't need a role, so we need to create a role for API gateway so API gateway can invoke Lambda. So here need to create invoke. Let me copy it. And I'm gonna add it later on. Okay, and this one is dot this one we need to be careful. Let me check. Okay, let me show you where I find it. So I have take note in my GitHub, this one. So basically, if you go down to the API levels and you want to invoke Lambda, you need to call a request with this format. So that's why in this API Gateway Lambda function, API Gateway invoke Lambda, we need to specify the endpoint to invoke Lambda function. Okay, so let me copy two other integration, the disconnect and the message integration. Okay, now we create a 3 route. Route API dot ref and the route key. So when API Gateway receive the request, it will route to corresponding Lambda function. We don't have auth, no auth here, and the tag it integration plus the connect integration.ref. That's it. And for the other, I copy the message, route. And deployment. Now we just specify the API here, and that's it. And we this stage dev stage. You can have multiple stage: production stage, dev stage, dev stage, just dev stage. And we need 3 route ready. That's it. And so this means before we deploy the API, we need 3 routes already ready. That's it. And I want to export the endpoints so I can integrate that endpoint to my React app. I even don't need to open the AWS console to get the endpoint. So CFN output, I think this the ID, the endpoint, it means the WebSocket endpoint. Name, value. So this one okay, it's similar to this endpoint. but this one is socket. That's it. Let me copy my 3 lambda function into here. Let me show you 3 lambda function. Yeah. So the connect, when client connect, it just store the connection ID to DynamoDB table and put item, put connection ID. The disconnect will delete connection ID from table, and the send message, it broadcasts, it scan all the connection ID, and then it send response message to all connection IDs. That's it. Let me check my lambda function. So I connect handler, disconnect handler, and then send message handler, correct? Let's synthesize templates. Okay, now we can deploy it. Maybe there will be some errors and we need to fix it. While waiting, we will set up a React project. Yes, and let me npm create React app web app here. And let me show you I need an WebSocket library. This one is not very good. Okay, I use this one. So basically it's quite simple. It have use WebSocket and you have send message. So I use the send message function to send message to the WebSocket, and we set up the socket. We provide the socket URL, and then we can send, we can listen and receive. That's it. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry, we need here inside it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Look like no errors happen yet. We're waiting. We need a little bit space for the front end. So okay, so this is the endpoint. If it's working, I don't need to open the AWS console. I mean the web UI. So let me okay. We don't need this one. Okay, let's go to the front end. Sort. Okay, and actually I already prepared the code, so let me copy the style and code. So it's quite simple. This is the endpoint, the hard code. So I need to copy this endpoint. It's too long. Okay. Then I use, let me double check. Okay. Use the WebSocket and then I have the send message function. Every time I click the button, I send this message. I get the message from user typing, then I send it, and I also receive message, and I map over all the received message. Let me here and display it, so I can open multiple tab browser and show you. So it's closed, so let's check. Is that the endpoint correct? So I have to open the console. We need to debug. I don't like this. One table and 3 Lambda function. This is the API. This is endpoint. I think the endpoint is correct, right? So let me check it from connection fail. We have a table. Okay, we have the connect function. Let's check. Table name. No environment variables. So we need to check the Lambda code. Yeah, we forget the environment variable. Okay, I think that's okay. And deploys again. Yeah, it always happens. Some errors happen always. We need to fix this. So basically, the connect receive the connection ID and put it to a table. So it run here and it stop. We can check by handler. Let's check this. And the role you already have retry. Okay, let's go to yeah. I think that we find the correct errors. The table name not existing. So this one not existing. So that's the error. Okay, now we fix this. Yeah, we got that environment variables. Let's go to our React app. Okay, and send hello. Okay, so we send an we receive the message from the API. So let's see how this is the message function, and yeah, the message response message lambda response and the entire event. Now it just echo back the event. So this, right, and you can see the message hello. So now I open multiple browser tab in here. Okay, it's kind of pops up, so I just and I send, and you should reship in here, send. Okay, so you see, so I send, and here it receive. So that's it. Thank you.